Maxwell is squeezing his face behind the camera.
The timing for development, both the brain, for growth and all that cognitive development is the first 1,000 days of the child. So it's not compulsory like our grandmothers used to say, oh, the child must suck from both breasts. No, the fathers need to support the mother.
Loud it, can they hear it at the back? Support. Hello and welcome. It's the E.B.U.N show, and this is the episode 2 of season 3. On the last episode, which was the very first episode of season 3, I got to talk about depression. I got to talk about the loss of my mom and how life is going with me generally. If you are a work from home mom or stay at home mom, you have to be very careful not to fall into depression, because you'll be so bored and you start smelling house, because all you get to see every day of the week are the 4 walls of your house. So because I do everything I do from home, yes, that very business you know is from home. I get to shoot this from home, I get to edit it at home, so I practically do everything from home. So any opportunity to be outside, I take it. Of course, not useless outside, meaningful outside. So one of those days, my friend Funto, I call her Funti or Funtola, we went to OAU together. Great Ife of Afemi Awolowo University. You know what they say? Oba one university, or there are just 2 universities in Nigeria, OAU and Maxwell is squeezing his face behind the camera.
What about LASUTH?
Okay, so as I was saying, Funto invited me over.
Great LASUTH.
Excuse you. Funto invited me over for a program put together by Hollandia Make in commemoration of Dairy Day. Is it Dairy? Yes, Dairy. And I was there. So I brought you sights and sounds from the event. I got to meet a star. And for the first time, I actually found a star. Of course, this person is actually a sweet soul. I've always liked him, like, since way back. I got to meet him. Then I got a nutritionist. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about how you should feed your baby properly and how you should transition from exclusive breast milk feeding to solid foods. The day of the event came, and where to put my baby was an issue because I work from home. I didn't take her to crash. I home crashed her. See auntie giving attitude here. See her face. I did everything to make her laugh so that we can both have a good day, but nah. And the award of the husband of the year goes to my husband. He had to drive me there, as I never go collect my license. He stayed through the event and eventually had to babysit Momori. 3. And it was at this point I knew my baby was going to be a mathematician. Only numbers could break her. See her teeth. 2, 3. You have a beautiful smile. 1, 2, 3. That's my girl. The event held at Radisson Blu Hotel Ikeja. The hotel, fine. And can you hear how I was matching their flow anyhow? Chevy, they say if you know book, your shoe will sound cococa. First class material. First class material. OAU. It's just that I didn't come out with that first class. And at this point, I was actually considering if Hobby and I should spend the night at the hotel. But when we checked our kolo, we had to sit up and face front, like straight front. The ambience of the event was cool. I enjoyed myself. Actually, it was a nice event, except I can't honestly remember most of the things they said, though, other than dairy product helps develop the brain. Funti and I chatted away. We're only being punctuated by jokes from Emma, oh my God, who was the MC of the event. I'm sure by now you want to meet Funto. That's her. See her pretty face. Yes, and that's a popular food blogger. I think Ify. I honestly am not sure. It was as if time never passed. Funto and I were just how we used to be, except that the convo has changed from wooing boys or boys wooing also to kids and family matters. We couldn't even get proper pictures. I'm sure you can already guess the star I found. Ima, oh my God, is a pleasant person. I've always liked him for his decency as a content creator, himself and his wife. I love their blog, so I just had to take pictures with him. And I had to tell him to smile well and not be forming like a star. He just smiled. Now, let's skip to the good part. Food. When I saw the array of chafing dishes, it was at that point I realized I had to answer the call to honorably chow. And we did. We did all the courses.
I think someone may.
Okay, guys. Now to the serious part where I interviewed the chief dietitian at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Mrs. Patience Madubuko. Women, you know I'm always rooting for you, and I have the honor of having Mrs. Patience Madubuko here. She's a nutritionist, and for your sake, I'm a hijacked. Thank you for this honor that you've given us. You've encountered mothers in the course of your job. What is the challenging? I know there are so many, but the most common of the challenges mothers have when it comes to feeding their children.
Thank you so much. Hello mothers, hello women.
Listen is loud. At this point, I had to put on my charm to go meet the DJ to reduce the music. It worked.
Okay, so you can never overemphasize the importance of breastfeeding. When you breastfeed your child, you give the child all the immunity the child needs to grow. And the truth of the matter is that the timing for development, both the brain, for growth and all that cognitive development, is the first 1,000 days of the child.
1,000 days of the child.
So from conception to 2 years, a lot of things happen at this time, and sometimes, if any insults, quote unquote, maybe on the brain happens, it's usually irreversible after this year. So whatever you need to do is now at that period of 1,000 days. And so the first 0 to 6 months, we advocate for exclusive breastfeeding without water, because...
Thank you for mentioning without water. You know, I struggled with some people who say it is not possible for a human being not to have water.
The basic truth is that when you the breast milk content, what comes out first is water.
Yes.
Before what we call the hind milk, which actually contains the fat. So, and that is why we tell mothers, when you put your child to the breast, allow the child to stay there, and so that take the water, and then the hind milk will come out, which will now satisfy the child. So it's not compulsory like our grandmothers used to say, oh, the child must suck from both breasts.
You switch.
Yes, you don't have to switch. So allow the child, because when you switch, the child has taken water, you do not allow the hind milk to come out. When you switch to the next breast, what comes out too is still water. And so then you say, oh, it doesn't feel my child, it doesn't feel my child. So the breast milk provides everything, all the nutrients the child needs in the right proportion, the protein, carbohydrates, all the micronutrients, and most importantly, immunity. So you will hardly see a child that is exclusively breastfed sick. And then you see the weight, you see the growth pattern of the child is awesome. So you can see that they are so big, so plumpy, so healthy. And then this normal thing we think, oh, when a child is teething, that's when the child will be having stooling. You won't even know when the child's teeth pops out, because the child is exclusively breastfed. So I think we need to really encourage our mothers to breastfeed. And the mother needs support. The fathers need to support. The mother...
Loud it, can they hear it at the back?
Support. The fathers need to support. Fathers, husbands, support your wife. Help out with some house chores. You don't need to stress the woman, because, I mean, for breast to flow, of course, I know it's the suckling that lets down the breast, but then psychologically, emotionally, all the support the mother needs, because it's what we call postpartum depression.
Yes.
If the mother is not supported, if she has to breastfeed, because it's quite demanding, and she has to cook, she has to clean, she has to do everything. It's just one person. So it tends to wear the mother out, and then, mother, you know what, I'm tired, let me add something else.
So quickly, when you transition from exclusive breastfeeding and you want to move into other food, the Nigerian mom tends to have limited options, and either you're going for ogi and all these processed foods and all of that. What are the simple methods that would help mother transition better and easily, that would be easy on both the mother and the child?
Okay, well, I would say it now. The word is transition. As the child is moving from, remember, is exclusive breast milk, and then exclusive breastfeeding, which is the breast milk, it's alone. That's liquid. You cannot just suddenly introduce solid food. So there must be that transition from liquid to subtle movement to semi-solid before you go to soft.
It's not just amala immediately.
Do you understand? So because there are skills the child needs to develop. The child needs to develop the skill of rolling food back to the back of the tongue and swallowing. So by that time, the child hasn't gotten that skill, and so it's going to be difficult for the child to do that. And then you need gradual introduction of food to the child, so you don't confuse the child. So allow the child guess, and then of course you're not removing breast milk, so the child knows the breast milk, and then you are only adding something gradually. So you do one introduction, I mean one at a time, at least. I mean for like 3 days before you add another one, so you can look out for tolerance, reaction, allergies.
You know, we believe we Africans don't have allergies. Really, you made a lot of sense. Don't move a child from a known terrain to a totally strange terrain. It confuses them. Thank you. So is there any other thing you want to tell us as a bonus?
Yes, what I want to say is exclusive breastfeeding remains the best. We need to ensure that Nigeria comes back on top. Presently, the statistics we have is not encouraging. I know every mother wants the best for the child. If you really, really want the best for your child, ensure you do exclusive breastfeeding without water or any other thing. Remember, breast milk contains water, 90% water, and then all the other nutrients. So the child gets water when the child is taking breast milk. And then as the mother, eats well. It's not about, you don't eat for two. Just know, you just increase the nutrients a little, the amount of nutrients you take a little, and then it's not time for you to be obese, but just to ensure that the child gets adequate nutrients. Remember, if you are taking in adequate nutrients, the child will get adequate nutrients. So mothers, love yourself, eat well, and ensure that you breastfeed your child. Breast milk rocks, trust me.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I hope I get to thank you from you for this season. Or I should face front. I should face front. Well, I say thank you to myself for putting this together for you. Now I'm going to leave you with a question. What was, or what is, in case you are still in the middle of it, what was the most challenging episode for you while feeding your babies? For me, it was when Mumori started feeding at 30 minutes interval in the night. Like, it was then I decided I was going to win her. When she tosses from left to right, she feeds. When she tosses from, as in, every 30, before you can even get your own sleep, she's awake again. So I had to win her. Then, was it easy for you to transition from breast milk to solid food? Please blast up the comment section. And in case it was easy for you, what were the things you did? Give us tips. Let other mothers learn from your experience. And what are those things? Like, some of you really have time. You cook rice and beetroot and you blend. Well, my own is from milk to amala or from milk to semo. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much. See you again next episode. Blast up the comment section, like, remember to share, and if you've not subscribed, I mean, issue gaga. Like, what's the issue in the matter? All right, bye. Otito. Everything. It's enough. Baka. Give me my phone. Babe, you're still.